Most people come to Venice for the beach. But if you actually live here, you start to realize that the heart of this place is not made of sand and water. It's actually made of pace. Not the kind you visit, the kind you live inside. Because Venice is not a beach town. Well, not really. It's one small city disguised as a postcard. And one that doesn't need to shout to remain unforgettable. And that's the difference most people never see until they spend a day here on foot instead of in the car. You don't arrive in downtown Venice like you do in other coastal towns, you drift into it. There's no grand reveal, there's no staged opening shot, just a slow thinning of traffic, a cooling of tempo, and the sense that everything around you just took a long exhale. And right away you can feel it. This isn't an entertainment district built for tourists, it's a habitat built for humans, not a spectacle, a rhythm. If you're visiting for the first time, you'll notice the visual beauty. But if you live here, you notice the architecture of intention. Walkability, before walkability was even trendy, scale before skyline, tree canopy before logos. This is where Florida separates itself from the stereotype of Florida beachfront living. See, most coastal towns are built around a single anchor. Venice is built around belonging. And I noticed it quickly, probably faster than most visitors. Because as a real estate agent, I watch how people use a place more than how they talk about it. I pay attention to who lingers, pay attention to who returns, and I pay attention to who builds routines. And that's the real story of a town, not the map, but the pattern of footsteps. People don't come to downtown Venice to be entertained. They come to participate, to occupy space without urgency. It's one of the few places on the Gulf Coast where quiet doesn't feel like emptiness. It feels like ownership of time. You won't see massive chain restaurants fighting for attention here. Nothing is oversized. Nothing is pushy. It's scaled to the human, not the visitor. And that's why people who actually live here are loyal to it. Not because it's flashy, but because it's familiar.
It's fine.
There are places in Venice you visit, and then there are places that you settle into. This is one of them. Not loud, not curated, not built for Instagram. Just real life, steeped inside of staged. People always ask, what's it like to live in Venice full time? And the simplest answer is this: you don't schedule beauty into your week, you bump into it while you're getting coffee. Here, nothing rushes to impress you, it just sits beside you until you finally notice it. For locals, cafes like this aren't a break. They're a reset, a moment of grounding before life picks back up again. And that's the thing about Venice that most people don't realize until they lived here for a while. This isn't an escape from daily life, it becomes daily life. I love when people stop to say hi during my video shoots.
We're ready.
You ready? Okay, here we go, let me switch. And you're live. Action!
Oh, hello. Welcome
Take
to
it,
Venice.
Welcome.
When people tell me that they want to live near the coast, what they actually mean is, I want pace that I'm not trying to recover from. That is lifestyle, not square footage. And if you stay for the second half of this walk, you'll see the part of Venice that most visitors think is the center of everything, but it's not. The beach here is the backdrop. The heartbeat lives right here. And when we finally leave downtown Venice, I'll show you how one shifts into the other, not as a tourist, but the way actual residents experience it. Because Venice isn't two places, it's actually one life lived at two speeds. way the moisture hangs in the air, the way the palm fronds start to lean more than sway. This is the slide from town to tide. Not abrupt, not dramatic, just inevitable. This is where people start to understand Venice emotionally. The way the architecture releases into open air, the way streets turn into sky, the way conversation gives way to horizon. Most towns end at the water. Venice simply softens into it. You don't arrive at the coast here, you drift into it. And now we're here, the part of Venice that people think is the whole story. The pier, the coastline, the view everyone posts before the luggage is even unpacked. And to be fair, it's easy to see why. And this is the moment that grabs people before they even realize it. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's wide. Locals don't come here for spectacle. They come here for the silence they don't have to earn. And yes, if you stay here long enough, you'll hear at least 3 people debating which beach is the real hidden gem, usually while standing at the most photographed spot in town. Florida turns everybody into a coastline philosopher eventually. This is why Venice wins people over, not because of beachfront property, but because the distance between life and coastline is emotional, not logistical. And maybe that's why Venice never feels finished, because it doesn't ask you to be anywhere else. If life on the Florida's Gulf Coast feels like the kind of pace you've been looking for, and you're curious what living here can actually look like, that is what I do every day. Scan the QR code on the screen and we'll talk through it. And if you're looking somewhere else in Florida, that's what Find Your Florida Now is built for. There's a quick lifestyle match form down below in the description. Tell us what kind of life you want, and we'll connect you with a vetted local expert who actually lives in that area. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Venice. It is a beautiful area. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time, everyone.